G'day, welcome to Tech Savvy with Steve Hume, and you don't know what you don't know. Today's video is going to be about raster versus vector images. Images and pictures come in many different file types, but before we can come to these file types, there are two kinds of categories that they fall into: raster and vector. A raster image or a graphic is a dot matrix data structure. What that means is the image is made up of many pixels of color. The more pixels, the smoother the image looks to the eye. As you can see here, we have our what looks like a flower, nice and smooth, sharpish, and then when it's blown up, this is what it'll look like with all the pixels showing. A vector image uses mathematical equations to map a line from A to B. It uses as many dots on a screen or points on a printer to make a line or a curve as smooth as possible, no matter how large it's blown up to. You see here, the vector is the same when it's small as when it's blown up, as opposed to the raster. A raster image has a finite size before it starts to pixelate. The higher the resolution, the better it looks. But once the graphic is enlarged, the resolution is reduced and the image starts to pixelate. This picture here is a good example. Already this is starting to lose its sharpness. It's looking low resolution, but you can see it's a photograph. And then somebody has very cleverly in Illustrator made the same image, but it's now a vector image, and this can be blown up to whatever size you like and it will stay as sharp as it is here, whereas this image, when we blow it up, starts to become very pixelated. Photoshop images and pictures are always raster images. Illustrator images are vector images, but they can contain raster too. You can import raster images, photos into Illustrator, just like you can import Illustrator images into Photoshop, but the end result of a Photoshop image is a raster file, and the end result of an Illustrator image can be vector and raster combined. Fonts are also vector files. They can be blown up to whatever size you like, as long as they stay a font in their program. As soon as you import the font into Photoshop and flatten the image, it becomes a raster image. Well, I hope you found that useful. If you want to see any more Tech Savvy videos, then make your way to steverhulme.com/Tech Savvy, or go to Steve R. Hume on YouTube and subscribe, or you can contact me at steverhulme@gmail.com.
Was ist los mit dir, mein Schatz? Aha. Geht es immer nur bergab? Aha.